All right. Well, here we are, folks. You're in for a treat when you hear that tune, because it's time for another week of the RecPoker podcast. This is our chats interview edition, but we also have a every other week a strategy forums edition that we'll be back to next week. I'm Jim Reid, your host for both. I have the best freaking job in the world, talking poker with my friends every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. You can join us for free and win a prize just for showing up. Now we're going to speak to David Lappin in just a minute. In fact, David's not a big boy. He's not like a grown man. He can't stay up late and record these podcast interviews. So even though we told him it's not even that late, David, like I know you're across the pond and everything, but like you could, if you really cared about poker, you could stay up a little later and do the interview live with us on the broadcast. And he said, no, Jim, I don't really care for poker actually. And I'm a huge douche. So I will not be attending live. And we had to pre-record the interview with David. So I'm sorry, everybody, if you're live here in the YouTube chat. But if you do have any questions for David, get them in the YouTube chat tonight. And I promise I will send them along to him and get some answers from him and send them back out to you. So it's not too late to get some questions in for David Lappin. And it's not too late to join our raffle. At the end of the show, we're going to be giving away a fantastic prize, a membership at pokercoaching.com. All you have to do is type the words food bank into the YouTube chat right now. Because it's going to be a shorter show for our live audience, because we're going to be editing in the interview with David in just a bit, well, you can start typing food bank into the YouTube chat and get yourself entered into our raffle. I see we're off to a great start already. Gentiles Unite says hi from California. And Neil Jaworski is jumping right in. He says, Ren Lin would have done the interview live. Yes, so Neil knows exactly what we're talking about. And if you don't know what Neil is talking about, listen to the interview with David Lappin coming up right after this little intro segment. And then you will get the joke as well. Nicely done, Neil. And hey, Cake Poker Wannabe. And Benny the Jet is here as well. I love that. Such a fantastic group of our YouTube chatters. But I'm getting way sidetracked already. Before we get to the interview with David, I have to say we are, of course, brought to you by Running Aces. They are the official sponsor of the RecPoker podcast. You can find out more about them at runaces.com. And of course, we are a mostly volunteer-based organization. So the support from our sponsors and our premium members makes a huge difference to us. And the best way to support what we're doing is become a premium member at rec.poker. It only costs $22 a month, but you can get your first month for as little as $1 or free if you make a donation to your local food bank and just send us the receipt. We'll happily send you your first month of premium membership for free as a way of saying just thanks for helping out your fellow humans. Speaking of fellow humans, I'm joined here by Rob Washam, John Somsky, and invisible producer Rob Gardner. And speaking of free, you can only sign up for a free account at rec.poker because all it takes is an email address and a smile. And we have really been raising the ceiling on some of our free resources for recreational poker players in the new Circle website. Again, it's all just at rec.poker. Do go over and check it out. I really want to lean on you. If you are a podcast listener and you haven't gone and signed up for a free account in the new website, go press pause, go do it right now. You are definitely going to enjoy what you find there. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of fantastic resources for recreational poker players like us. And we got Jade and Jewel in the chat as well. Nice to see you there. So all sorts of friendly folks. Love to see it. Speaking of friendly folks, Rob Washam, you got a chance to actually go and play a little poker for real on the mean streets of Las Vegas. What was that like last week?
Well, I got a chance to play. I was just playing a little cash at Horseshoe, the World Series of Poker official poker room. They have,
right.
It's their Hall of Fame listings are all there.
That's
and
the
all
one.
that.
Yeah,
that's the one. And so I was playing a little 1-3. And as a matter of fact, I was on the table right next to the table that we were on together. About a year, almost over a year ago now.
Yeah, that was a fun session. I remember that one.
Yeah. So we were playing a little 1-3. And there was a guy there from Ohio. He's a snowbird. He hangs out in Lake Havasu, comes up to Vegas occasionally, and he was playing.
Okay.
And the conversation came up about, they have a high hand. Every half hour, they give away $100 to whoever has a high hand in that half hour.
Yes, sir.
And somebody was talking about it, and he talked about we were talking to the dealer about how we communicate to each other whether we had a high hand type of situation
On the down low.
on the down low, right? Because you can't get paid for the high hand unless there's like $20 in the pot.
There it is.
So he came up with the idea, says, well, yeah, I know that one of the things you can do is you can just say cheeseburger. And
Yes.
I just went, my mind exploded, because that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that other than Jim Reid. So it was like, oh, well, it is something.
It
This
is
something. This isn't just something that Jim Reid thought of.
And
There's actually out there, people out there that are actually using that term or that phrase.
he was an Ohio guy. Is that what you were saying?
He was from Ohio. Yeah.
Cheeseburger's the code of the Midwest, I think, for a lot of folks. That's what
I'm just gonna take a moment to intervene with a dramatic sigh.
Oh boy. I told you guys I wasn't making it up. I told you.
Well, then it got kind of interesting, because then there was also the talk. I remember a while back I was there, and there was a woman there who had a potential high hand, and she asked the dealer to spread the pot.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's like $4 in the pot. It was like it's a 1-3 game. I mean, but after it was maybe $6 in the pot, whatever. So obviously there's no reason to spread the pot, because this is what's in it. And the dealer, we got into a heated conversation with the dealer also, because he was involved with it. We were talking about it. And the other guy, the guy that mentioned cheeseburger, also said, well, they also think you could say spread the pot. And the dealer pulled out like 4 chips from the pot, and he put them over to the side, and he says, yeah, but if the pot's this big and you ask me to spread the pot, I know what you're doing. And he was very specific that he would not allow it.
Okay.
Now, there's other dealers that are not probably as strict as the dealer was when I was there the last time, because the woman did say, hey, could you spread the pot? And there was like 4 chips in the pot. And so then it was obvious what she was doing. She bet $10, and another friendly guy that probably knew her, they're regulars at the table, put in his $10 and so forth. And we had that discussion already. So it depends on the dealer, and it depends on if the other people at the table know that it's either cheeseburger or spread the pot.
That's right. I love that. And I just like I feel a little validated that you're encountering the cheeseburger code in the wild. Or
I know, it was great.
I had nothing to do with that, Rob. I don't know who this guy was from Ohio. I promise you I didn't put him up to it.
I know you didn't. We had a very nice conversation, because he winters in Lake Havasu, which is very close to where I am.
Yes.
And he drives up and actually plays at the Riverside sometime up in Lappin also. So we had a lot in common from where we winter and where we play poker. So
there you go.
I knew he didn't have anything to do with you, Jim. He didn't know who the hell you were.
Complete validation.
Ohio is really close to Indiana, and who do we know is in Indiana?
Oh, we've got the one and only MSPT
champion Phil Razor.
That's right.
I don't know. This story's starting to sound a little fishy to me.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's also, I believe the Gibber is also.
I was going to say, and we can't forget Gibber.
Gibber's from Indiana too, which is right
and an honorary mention to a couple other fantastic, too many to name. But yeah, it's listen, You know, that Midwest, does that still count as Midwest? My American geography isn't
I
as
believe
sharp.
Ohio is
Yeah,
still Midwest.
I think
yeah.
that's all kind of in the Midwest.
Maybe Jim has started a trend. In like 3 years, we're just going to be sitting in the card room, and everybody's going to be saying cheeseburger, wearing
Cheeseburger.
Aaron Rodgers Pittsburgh Steeler jerseys.
Okay, enough
Talking
of
about
you.
first round draft picks. It'll be.
Can we get inaudible producer Rob Gardner, please? This invisible
Not
isn't
to
quite
change
funny.
subjects.
We gotta. The latest news is he's coming back again. I mean, it's on again, off again. Like it just never changes. So
spare our audience this ridiculous banter.
One more thing that happened at that poker table. Seat next to me, to the right of me, opened up.
Yeah.
And a new player came in, and he had a Steelers hat, Steelers shirt. He was Mr. Steeler. That was his whole vibe was Pittsburgh. And so I looked at him and go, "Oh my God."
I love it. So I was represented there in spirit, it sounds like.
Exactly.
Well, you've got some people getting hungry in the YouTube chat. I see a lot of cheeseburger emojis. And Neil Jaworski is saying, "Boy, Rob's really making me want to hit up the Horseshoe to go play some $4 pots."
Well, they're not all $4 pots. The last pot that I won was something like $250. So
I have had some good times in that poker room, though. Although get your orders in. I think the server for that poker room is also the server for like half the slots in the state of Nevada. So you really they don't come by too frequently. You got to get those drink orders in early. That's my advice if you're playing at the Horseshoe.
Definitely.
Speaking of high hands, I actually got to play in a charity tournament up here in Northumberland County, Ontario, just this past weekend. I was a benefit for the Fair Share local food bank up here, which everyone knows I support. But I also, of course, love playing poker tournaments. So this was like a slam dunk. And I won. They split the high hand into like high hand 1 and high hand 2. And I got in there early with aces over sixes, aces full of sixes. And it lasted until I think the last table where someone got aces full of sevens to bump me down to the number 2 spot. But I did get the number 2 spot. And the most fun thing about playing in this tournament was that Mrs. Bluff-Storini came and played with me as well as this one to help go raise some funds for a local food bank and dip a toe into more competitive poker than our own home game. And she did great. She beat me by several positions, almost made the final table, and almost made the high hand with quad aces, but she could not get paid. Poor thing. So couldn't get it to showdown and didn't win the high hand, but had a great time and felt like we both kind of walked away winners there. Reminder, again, if you'd like to give our premium membership a try, just donate any amount of money at all to your local food bank. Doesn't even have to be one that we're associated with or anything like that. And send us the receipt. It's a great way to make the world a better place. And it's a great way to get a free month at Rec.Poker Premium. All right. Yeah, no, there's some well-deserved banter going on, some trash talking going on in the YouTube chat. That's fair. I'm not going to repeat it here in the show, but I do love it when our members get together in the YouTube chat for the show. It's fantastic. Taylor Moss is getting active in the YouTube chat. Taylor, of course, as you know, every year puts together our Marek Madness, and Marek, some of you know it as March, is right around the corner. So book your appointments, set your alarm clocks every Tuesday night in all Marek long, all throughout the entire month of Marek. We're going to be doing a live broadcast of our Heads Up Marek Madness bracket tournament throughout the month of March, every Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern. If you go to rec.poker, you will see an event there in the calendar with a link to join. Got some real fun people participating this year. Wrecking Crew member Matt Matros is going to be competing against some of our premium members and Wrecking Crew members. We've also got some fun people coming into the booth to do a little commentary throughout the course of the month. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope people tune in. If you want to get more involved, you can win your way into Marek Madness every year in our quarterly Heads Up bracket, which is in June, September, and December. So hold on to that. last thing I want to say before we get into the interview is I've mentioned several times we're moving into this new online home, this online community for everything RecPoker. One of the cool things we're doing there is this concept of the cohort coaching program. So this is like group coaching that's very focused on specific topics. And several of our Wrecking Crew members are running these. Matt Matros has a couple out there, Mark Zhang, myself, and Chris Jones is doing one on multi-way pots. And he has 6 seats in total available for this class. 4 of them are already sold. So if you are interested in learning more about multi-way pots, this is a great way to go through. I believe it's 4 2-hour sessions examining various aspects of multi-way pots, some very sophisticated solver work. And let's face it, folks, in the games that we're playing as recreational players, multi-way pots are a presence, let's just say. And getting some tricks of the trade of how to navigate them is a good idea for everybody. So I'd encourage folks to just check that out. Head on over to rec.poker and look at the coaching options, and you'll find a post for multi-way with Chris Jones. Invisible producer Rob Gardner, I want to pull you in here a little bit because you've been running our first cohort on check raising for Rex, or check raising like a champion. I think you're 2 weeks into a 3-week program now. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been going really good. There's been a lot of positive feedback. If you haven't checked it out, you can still get the course, even if you haven't been able to participate in the cohort. It's over in the courses section in the Circle app. And yeah, we've had some really fun conversations. We're really getting very situational. What I love about this course and this cohort is it's not about GTO solves and charts and all of that stuff. It's really getting nitty gritty and just how to think about any situation so that when you end up against the crazy maniac or the guy that's, drunk and playing every hand, you still have a strategy that you can use, whereas GTO kind of leaves you blind in those spots. So we're just getting really practical, and we've had some really good conversations about it. And we're wrapping up next week. We're gonna talk about what to do when that annoying player across from you calls your check raise and how to survive after the fact. But yeah, it's gone really well.
Awesome. And one of the cool things about these is just because you've missed this chance to study with Rob in his check raising cohort doesn't mean that you're out of luck. One of the nice things about these programs is that we can put them out there again, and if enough other people want to come and join the class again, we can just run it again and go through that again and share some fantastic knowledge with our members. So I'm excited for that. Nice work, pal. All right. Well, I think it's time to get into the interview with the one and only David Lappin. This was a good one. Like I said, we pre-recorded it. We got into some very interesting conversations about why he and Dara ended up leaving WPT Global. He had some pretty frank things to say about the state of the industry and the importance of everyone's reputation and that kind of thing. And then, of course, it wouldn't be an interview with David Lappin if he didn't go completely off the rails and start bashing people at the end of it. So stick around. You're going to have a lot of fun with this interview with David Lappin. And then we'll come right on back and announce some home game results and give away a fantastic prize. All right, here we go. All right. Well, we're there. It is the end of the interview with David Lappin. I knew we were going to hear a couple fiery comments. Rob, you looked like you were about to jump in there. Was there something on your mind? No? Okay. Well, I think if our live audience won't get the joke, but if you listen to the whole thing, you heard David express his opinions about a few people in Stake Study Stack at the end of the interview there. David, he doesn't hold anything back. Just to show that we're good sports about this kind of thing as well. We have been a long-time partner with Join Pro Poker and Jonathan Little's fantastic coaching program there and all the amazing people he's assembled. And so one of the things that we like to give out from time to time as our food bank raffle prize is a free month at pokercoaching.com. And so I felt like it was appropriate to have that be the prize this week, to let Jonathan know that we're not just a bunch of David Lappins over here. Oh, but that was too much fun. I knew we were going to be into some trouble with that.
And just remember, just remember when you sign up for pokercoaching.com, they also have Peak GTO, which
right.
is very comparable to what GTO Wizard is doing and Octopi Poker and those solver-based programs. And you can get big discounts for the monthly subscription to Peak GTO as a premium member at pokercoaching.com. So when you're investigating it, looking at it, make sure you take advantage of the deep discounts that you can get by adding Peak GTO to your subscription.
Right on. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I have to admit I've been messing around with that solver. Since they kind of slowed down the production of Range Trainer Pro, I was looking for a new solver to make my own. And Peak GTO does seem like it's got a lot of the features that I enjoy. I like the way it's priced. I like how it's kind of integrated to some of that, the other features that they have there at pokercoaching.com. So it wouldn't surprise me to see more of that being used in our training material and that kind of stuff here as well. All right, but in all seriousness, a big thank you to David Lappin for a very enlightening and entertaining interview. And if folks want to get more of David and Dara, I'm not actually sure at the time of this taping if they're moving on to a new Patreon or if they're trying to get a new podcast sponsor or something like that, but we should have that answer very soon. So I hope you enjoyed the interview, and let's give folks one more chance to get the words food bank into the YouTube chat. And again, if you have any questions for David, type them in there quick. I will make sure to ask them of him at some point in the future. John Somsky, why don't you roll us through some home game results, and then we'll roll on out of here.
All right. On February 16th, Bone Crusher 14, Marcel Dusick got his first nightly victory for the year. MCF.Jack, Jack McFarland got his first nightly victory for the year. JD Cat 32, Jeff Catalano got his third nightly victory for the year. Killy 19341, Rich Deakins got his first nightly victory for the year. Evil Roy CA, David Westerveld got his first nightly victory for the year. K Poker Wannabe, Ron Payton got his second nightly victory for the year. 6 Devil Rod 6, Omar Rodriguez got his first daily mixed practice event victory for the year.
Maybe his first ever. I don't recognize that name. Nicely done. Welcome to the club, sir.
That's his 4th lifetime victory. So he has been a winner in the winner's circle before.
Well,
Evil Roy CA, David Westerveld got his second international victory for the year. Mike B 172, Mike Bayer got his second international victory for the year. And Noah, with lots of H's, 1291, Noah Anderson got his first LPP event victory for the year. So Noah, you can contact info@rec.poker for your free month at Learn Pro Poker.
Right on. Thank you, John. Congratulations to all our fantastic winners. Let me see. Is there anything else that we want to bring to everybody's attention? I guess just, again, stay tuned on Tuesday nights for Marek Madness at 9 o'clock Eastern, and everything you need to know about that will be on the rec.poker website. And again, get that free account. You guys are missing out on some fantastic free resources over there, and we are having a lot of fun at the same time. Rob Gardner, do we have a wheel of fame and fortune ready to give away a fantastic prize? Oh, the odds are pretty good this week. All right, we'll see who is going to win a month at David Lappin's favorite training program. Let's see. Let's see what it is. Food bank. All right, so that means I am going to make a donation of $20 of my own money to a food bank of my choosing. I love the opportunity to say food bank a few more times on the show tonight. Thank you, team. And now, who is the real winner going to be? The real winner is going to be the hungry people in Northumberland County, because I get to give another donation to my favorite food bank.
Do you want me to remove it, Jim?
I can do this all night. I can do this all night, baby. I can keep donating $20 a pop to my local food bank here in Ontario, Canada. Oh, but I'm not going to be able to, because it's Gentiles Unite all the way from California. Congratulations, GU. Send that email to info@rec.poker. Tell them that you won the food bank raffle, and our own Rec Poker Santa Claus will send you on your way to your fantastic prize of a free month at pokercoaching.com. All right, gang. Well, then I guess I want to thank David Lappin for being a good sport. I want to thank the Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino. We couldn't do it without them. Invisible producer Rob Gardner, Rob Washam, John Somsky, all our YouTube chatters, the Home Game Club, all our premium members. I don't know if the music's playing, but thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week on the RecPoker Podcast. Ah!